Good morning, church family. Welcome to First Baptist. We're so glad you've decided to join us for worship today. As we move toward our service time, our ushers are going to begin to move toward the back of our congregation. If you'll just begin to find your seat. If you're a guest, if you'll lift your hand, these guys would love to give you a guest welcome packet. Again, we're so thankful that you're here. Please also take the connection tab on the end of your pew and register your attendance with us. Note any prayer requests you may have. And we look forward to having a chance to get to know you better. This is really important to us. We do appreciate the chance to get to know all the families who come to join us for worship. So thank you for taking care of that this morning. Just want to remind you about a couple of important mission opportunities. One that's upcoming is our mission project for the month. We are collecting eggs filled with candy, plastic eggs, of course. And we ask you to donate those in there are 3 bins located in the downstairs hallways. This is for our Family Fun Day that'll be happening at Gold Star Park right over here on April the 4th, on Saturday, April the 4th. And we're looking forward to that for a chance to connect with the community. So please, in advance, let us thank you for being a part of this great project. We need about 3,000 eggs, so thank you for your help. Also, I just want to remind you about tonight's very important meeting. We are looking forward to a chance for our building team to share with our entire church family a recommendation regarding how to help us move forward in our recovery from the storm. We're excited about this. We're glad to hear from them as you are, and I'm looking forward to what they have to share. Please make plans to be here. We need you to be here to help us choose as a family how we can partner together to continue to build bridges to people and connect them with Jesus and with His great and wonderful gospel, the great good news. This morning we have a chance to hear from Justin and Kirby Ivey, who've had an incredible experience with God at work in their life. Let's take a moment and enjoy this impact story this morning as we move into our time of morning worship.
3 months ago, on October 16th of 2019, Justin and I were forced to put our faith and trust in God through one of the scariest times of our life. It's still a very raw and emotional day for us to look back on.
The morning of October the 16th, I woke up to get ready to go to work. And I got in the shower, and I noticed that the back of my arms, both of them were hurting. I had radiating pain go down my arms and in my jaw, and figured it was probably anxiety. So my mom was actually keeping Ramsey that morning because Kirby was at work. And so I told her, I said, I'm just gonna go down to the dock in the box. I leave the house and I call Kirby on the way down there, and she says, no, you need to go to the emergency room. So I get into the emergency room and explain to them what's going on, and they get me right back on the table and hook up the EKG machine, and everything looks fine. They draw some blood work, and they're waiting on the blood work. All the nurses leave the room. And at that point, I've never passed out before, but I kind of like felt myself tunneling in. In a split second, I hollered for the nurse. The next thing I remember is I told him, I said, I didn't know there was a lot of people around me and I didn't know what was going on. I told him that my chest was burning. And I heard the AED machine talking, and I asked him, I said, you guys are not going to shock me, are you? And they said, we already have twice.
Within probably about 30 minutes after that phone call, he called me back, told me that I should come to the hospital, and the doctor actually got on the phone with me. And as a nurse, I know what shocked means. And after I heard those words, it was very hard to hear. But then I heard the word stable, so that was good.
So at this point, the doctors do not know what caused the VFib, and I did have they did install implant a defibrillator in me. We also did genetic tests because there is a gene that can predispose you to having ventricular fibrillation, but I did not have that gene. So at this point, they don't know what caused it, and they don't know exactly how to keep it from happening other than secondary prevention, which is the defibrillator.
10 days later, Justin turned 39 and after his episode, and that was a very surreal birthday. that we got to celebrate. In that moment, I just thought, Justin and I had been very complacent as to where we were in life and in our relationship with God. We had our little girl 9 months prior. We were just trying to put one foot in front of the other to make it through life. We were exhausted raising her, and we had kind of put God on the back burner. And in this moment, I just know that when we put our faith and trust in Him, He met us still at our lowest point. I promised Him that if He would just, continue to make sure that Justin was okay, that we would continue to grow and strengthen our relationship with Him. And that we have done. Even at our lowest point, He still came to us and blessed us when we were the most undeserving.
Today I'm doing really good. I haven't had any complications with the implanted defibrillator. I haven't been shocked to date. I've always had anxiety, and now I seem to worry less about things because I feel that God is in control of everything, and I don't feel that I have that anxiety no more. And some of the things that that I thought was important probably are really what wasn't important. My family's important, God's important.
He wears his bracelet every day. I try to wear mine every day, but every time we worry about something or get anxious about anything, we just look at a bracelet and remember that God has a plan for our life. You just have to remember that don't be afraid, don't worry, because God already knows the plan. And He's there and going to take care of us. Going forward in 2020, we just ask that you pray that God continues to bless us with good health and that He continues to meet us where we are and grow our relationship with Him. That's one of the main things that we want to focus on throughout this next year and the years to come.
This experience definitely brought me closer to God and my family. I know that God was with me through the whole experience. I felt His presence, and it has definitely put a new perspective on my life, for sure.